Young babies looking for food, starvation, the recipe, people subdued. When the people you trust got it in for you. Deceit is the word of the day and every clue. Don't let it go, it's from the days of old. Time is up, but some still do not know. Can I make up my mind? Is it worth the dime? Do I have to take a minute just to make it mine? Life's never fair, but don't listen to the TV. Go out and take a listen to the streets with the people in the slums and the homeless bums with degrees and degrees sitting under a tree. It's not easy in the world for the poor man, the one that brought you to reality. See, they don't want you to know about the black sheep, leaving 7 rows to the 12 families all around the globe with an ancient code. Is it really asking a lot to say a death old? Cause we sitting on the earth looking back at extinct, and I'm standing on some ground that's about to sink. I ain't scared for a minute, I ain't about to blink, but I documented for the world what I see and think. Feel we on the call and I feel we on the break. All Congress gonna do is waste paper and ink. Vote or die, you voted and you'll die. You can have it both ways, can't say it's a lie. You can march all you want, but they playing you wrong. They only understand war, it's the same old song. They want war, all they really want is a war. Diversionary tactic to make the big score. The diamonds in the morning, you know they want more, but they wanna keep you low, so they manifest the war. War, all they really want is a war. Diversionary tactic to make the big score. The diamonds in the morning, you know they want more, but they wanna keep you low, so they manifest the war. Like a lotus coming out of the mud with colors, I create envy in those with power but jealous. I unify the poor with my song, the hell with the others. Descended the way they treat indigenous brothers. Cause I understand we link forever. They try to hate us even though that we keep it together. I'm not talking about controlling the air or the weather. I'm talking about maintaining the truth, the high endeavor. A rebel drops bombs in the midst of trouble. The free world counterattack and now there's double. But nature gets the shit in a way to settle. If you stop the machines for a minute you might hear, but they won't cause the TV's whisper in the ear. And capitalism has eyes that don't tear, and they cloud up and get crazy and won't steer. And like an ab, it's hard to get an ass to listen. Living like this is like living in prison. It's hard to keep hope when you're living in prison. The spiritual thoughts, so yes, the mental prison. The outside, yes, it's got to get through. Something's gotta die, so something here can live. Your life is nothing if you got nothing to give. Keeping the spiritual, yes, disguised as religion. Controlling your mind, the mental prison. They want war, all they really want is a war. Diversionary tactic to make the big score. The diamonds in the morning, you know they want more, but they wanna keep you low, so they manifest the war. War, all they really want is a war. Diversionary tactic to make the big score. The diamonds in the morning, you know they want more, but they wanna keep you low, so they manifest the war.
It is Saturday, the 11th April, 21:23 Central European Time. That makes it 3:23 Eastern Standard Time, America. What's up, y'all? We back at it again with this Melania madness. Yes, it's Melania weekend. All week we're going to be streaming Melania. We're going to be streaming Melania, yo. It's all kinds of shit is happening. Yes, more information is actually out now about Melania's friend. Her 20-year-old friend who has now reported her to hell. Okay, she has told Melania Trump that she must go to hell right now for having connections to Epstein and lying about it. You on TV. Whatever. I don't know. She's reporting her ass anyway, and that is the news. I'm celebrating. Everybody, go outside, enjoy the weather. Kick back with your family and friends, your neighborhood, right on the street, take chalk and write freedom is soon coming to America. Write it in big, thick chalk in every town, every street in the fucking country, because this is what freedom looks like. It's Melania getting dumped on. Getting dumped on by a 20-year-old friend. Now, I told you I wasn't bullshitting earlier. This is bizarre. Not that it's surprising, but it's just like, does it have to keep going like this? Like, people just out of the woodworks here, there, everywhere, instead of the Epstein files just being released? Couldn't the DOJ just release the files instead of having to have people come out one by one to tell their story, inch by inch, day by day, while Trump and them sit back and deny everything? Just release the goddamn files. Get it over with. Since you're going to deny everything, just release the MFing files, since you are going to deny anything with your fucking name on it, Mr. Trump, Melania, all of you, whoever is Pam Bondi in the files, you're going to deny it too. Everyone's going to deny it. So just release the files. Just release them. Since none of it's real, just release the files. Okay? What is it? All AI pictures of everything. Nothing is in there to be found. So just release them if there's nothing there, So we obviously know there's definitely something there, because you don't withhold shit when there's nothing there. That's a no-brainer for you. And, it is just so pathetic. But in any case, for those of you that didn't know, yes, let me do the reporting. I'm going to get Amal back up here from Switzerland. As a matter of fact, let me just hit that little, let me see if I can. Did she add the thing to server on? Let me see if I can actually hit her ass up right about. Oh, I can. I can get her on the line right now. So I'm gonna call her, and then when she gets on here, I'm gonna start right now with the with some background information. Now, it says here the article from El País, okay, that people have been noting, okay, refers to Amanda Ungaro, the former Brazilian model and diplomat. She's a damn diplomat, right? Who is currently at the center of the viral controversy involving Melania Trump. Yes, look, this shit is connected. For a second, I was like, are they talking about two different people in Spain? It's two different things coming out at the same time, but they're overlapping. It's overlapping. And I'm not even sure if they're trying to use one to cover up the other or what the hell is going on. But pay attention, folks. But here's the breakdown. In any case, what the article and the recent reports have revealed, and as a matter of fact, let me pull the article up. Let me see something here. The article link. Let me see here. Now, what the article is referring to, right? Okay, hold on. Let me go back. Let me open this up. I'll open that up. Then I'll go back. Let me see. Can I pull this up right now? Yes, this must be the article. Is this the article? Yeah, it's the article. Can y'all see this? How come you all can't see this? That's weird. All right, let me see. It's right here. Maybe I have to refresh this. Boom, 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 articles. Yeah, let me refresh. I'm sorry about that, y'all. Here we go. Is this the one? No. Google. Here we go. This is the article, right? So there we have it. And let me just do this. Now, this is the article that they're referring to. Somebody's getting busted. Someone's totally getting busted. But let me just fix this up a little bit. I can see that y'all can't see the whole damn thing. So let me just fix that so you can see more of it. And then here I will give a little summary of this. Now, what it says here is that, oh shit, y'all can't see the article? Okay, well, I'll just read it from here. It says that here we go. The article from El País, that refers to Amanda Ungaro, the former Brazilian model and diplomat, who is currently at the center of the viral controversy. Now, we saw those emails. We saw those back and forth text messages on Twitter or X or whatever, right? With Melania, this lady, right? The Brazilian ex-model Ungaro. And this lady is airing her shit out, and she's daring Melania to step. She's daring Melania to just step up and and say something, and she gonna get it right. That's basically what she said. I will go back to the video again, and then we will get them all up here. It says, here's the breakdown. Okay, so the reports reveal about her, which explains why her posts, like in one of the photos, are causing such a stir. Okay, the 30 very young girls claim. The headline of the article refers to Ungaro's testimony about a 2002 flight from Paris to New York on Jeffrey Epstein's private jet, the Lolita Expresso. Okay, the flight. Ungaro was 17 at the time. She was 17 years old. She was a young girl, and she describes seeing roughly 30 other very young girls on the plane. Yes, she's saying that flat out. She's saying, Trump, did you know I said this? Melania, did you know I'm saying this? I said this myself, and the recruiter, she was brought into the circle by Jean-Luc Brunel. Okay, everybody knows who that name is, right? It's the guy who had the modeling agency, just like Trump had a Miss America or Miss Universe pageant. Same run, similar game, similar type of scenario going on here with handling little girls. Okay, the recruiter, she was brought into the circle by Jean-Luc Brunel, Epstein's associate and head of MC2 Models. Okay. This establishes her as a direct witness to the logistics of Epstein's. Hold on. What is this? Stop. Come on now. Yeah. This establishes her as a direct witness to the logistics of Epstein's operation. Yeah, she knows the ins and the outs and can describe them blindfolded with earplugs on so nobody could talk to her and shit. She could describe it with a hood over her head and shit, like tied up. You know what I'm saying? But they're going to say she lying. She lying, just because she said it about Trump, it has to be a lie. But no, but everyone else is telling the truth, just not about Trump. All right, we got it. Her 20-year link to Melania. Yes, she's saying she's been friends with Melania for 20 goddamn fucking years since this whole time. The reason she's tagging Melania in the post you saw is that they shared a very close social circle for 2 decades. This is how close it is. The common link. Ungaro was the long-term partner of Paolo Zampoli, the man who famously introduced Melania to Donald Trump in 1998. Do you see this? You see this? How bizarre. How bizarre. Busted, because I could have swore Melania says some other shit. But in any case, inner circles, Ungaro claims that she and Zampoli were so close to the Trumps that they were one of the only 2 couples seated at Trump's personal table during the 2017 inauguration dinner. Yes, that's right. Damn, that's just when Trump is going into the White House. Guess what? This is before Epstein died. Guess what? Yeah, this is also when Epstein is allegedly still talking, somehow connected with Trump. Straight up. Somehow, some way connected. You see what I mean? Of course, they try to be very vague about it, try to hide it, try to cover it up, because he had already had this had this Florida thing, kind of thrown out. But so Epstein was pretending and Donald Trump were pretending like they were not friends anymore. They were laying low, but they were still communicating straight up. Now, through different people or whatever, right? But in any case, we can follow up more on that. Now, personal betrayal. In her recent post, she claims she was close to Melania's parents, your mother and your father. Damn, that's deep, yo. That is really, really deep. Yeah, this is what the article is saying. What article is saying this? This article is saying it. Yeah, this article is saying it, and there's more coming. More articles are coming. More articles of impeachment. No, more articles are goddamn coming. Okay, personal betrayal. Okay, so she knows her parents, her mother, her father. That's what she says. Okay, and is furious that Melania did not intervene when she was detained by ICE in 2025. Damn, Melania, girl, what happened now? This is your friend, your 20-year-old friend. What, you couldn't do nothing about that? Bad decision. Very bad decision. So, I mean, yeah, this is really, really odd. Not only do you know that this lady was a victim of Epstein, but you had the nerve to have her kicked out of the country. I mean, at the same time, they're telling witnesses, come forward, just come forward. Well, look what happened when you come forward. Every time somebody comes forward with Trump and Epstein, what happens to their ass? They get allegedly either killed, right? Thrown into another country somewhere, or harassed, death threats, silenced through, legal, shenanigans, you could say. Yeah, a lot of people have been saying that. This is what they say. Nobody listened. Now, no one cares. Nobody cared when the person came up dead that was reported in the FBI file in the Epstein leak, right? Where they said that the limousine driver, met one lady that said she was trafficked by Trump and Epstein, right? And then ended up dead, shot in the head with a shotgun. And the police allegedly said that, hey, that couldn't have been a suicide, but it went down as a suicide somehow. Nobody cared. No one fucking cared. And if you're the type of person that doesn't care yourself, hey, you probably don't fucking care. That's just how some people are. Some people don't care about other people. That's how it is. And it gets rotten like this. You see what I mean? The ICE deportation scandal, okay? The back and forth you see online is fueled by Ungaro's alleged allegation, that she weaponized out of the country. She was weaponized out of the country, right? Okay, so yeah, she's saying that, right? Now, in 2025, Ungaro was arrested in Florida regarding an unlicensed medical spa, right? While, damn, that sounds kind of deep. Unlicensed medical spa. Okay, while in custody, it was discovered her visa had expired. Okay, I wonder who gave off that tip. She alleges and reports have investigated that Paolo Zampoli used his political connections to contact high-level ICE officials to ensure she was detained and deported to help him win a custody battle over their teenage son. Sound familiar? I think I remember another story about this before anything else came out, actually. All right, about the Epstein thing. I think I heard vaguely something about a Brazilian that, something. I don't know. This is starting to sound familiar anyway. But in any case, maybe it's another story connected to Trump and them. Here, her post tagging Melania essentially say, you knew I was being held. Her post tagging Melania essentially say, you knew I was being held in ICE. You knew my family. And you did nothing while your associates used the system against me. Summary of the situation. The Spanish interview. You mentioned her earlier as a part of the same, right? We talked about her earlier as a part of the same wave of 2026 Epstein disclosures. While Juliet Bryant, right, a separate victim featured in Spain this weekend. Okay, so these are kind of overlapping each other at the same time, which is really, really odd. It's really odd. But yeah, it looks like a wave of shit. Amanda Ungaro is the one driving the specific confrontation with Melania Trump because of their documented 20-year personal history. Ungaro is now threatening to tear down the system by revealing what she saw during those 20 years in the Trump, Zampoli, Epstein social orbit, which is why her social media activity is currently viral. And you know something? I heard this was taken down. I heard her posts were removed. Yes, that's what's being reported now, that her posts have been removed. Amal, you there? I see you on mute.
Yes, I'm here. Sorry.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. We back now. So yeah. So now we catching up. There's more information being leaked. Or coming out, right? And damn, so what do you think about this? I mean, let me know what you know. Did I miss anything? What I know I missed loads. Go ahead.
No, I what I wonder about it is Amanda's ex-husband is working for Trump right now, and he has known Epstein for years. He used to have a modeling agency in New York.
Okay.
I believe it's called ID Modeling.
Okay.
There's a Telegram article I sent where all the details are in.
Oh, okay.
Uh,
That's here in the chat in the
and he is saying that he's willing to testify in front of Congress that Melania had nothing to do with Epstein. And I'm just wondering, and he was the one that knew Epstein,
right.
because it's alleged that he introduced Donald Trump and Melania to each other and from they know each other from the Kit Kat Club. I
Right.
don't know if it's an escort club or whatever it is, but
Right.
strip club. I don't know what it is.
Right.
But anyways, that is the connection there. And now he got his wife deported and saying he wants to testify in front of Congress to clear both Melania and Trump's name.
Right.
And
Right.
I'm just like, why would he take this fall? You know,
Right.
this is interesting because he's also a fashion guy. And this Brunel guy, I told you earlier, actually, I talked about that guy in the live we did earlier.
Yeah.
That is like the connection that a lot of women, a lot of young girls got with the Epstein was through these modeling agencies where they were trafficked essentially by these guys that owned them and was friends with
Same pattern.
Epstein. And
Yeah. Yeah.
same
Yeah.
pattern. So it's very interesting. And he was friends with Mr. Brunel too.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, there's there's a lot of dots connecting here. What I'm not surprised about all of these things. I feel like there's so many dots connecting with this whole Epstein scandal, and it has been going on for so long. So earlier in the live, there was somebody saying, I said that they're not gonna get away with this. That they think they are getting away with this. Everybody that is involved, it doesn't matter if they're Republican, Democrat, or whoever they are, celebrities or
Right.
whoever they are, like it doesn't matter. But they're not getting away with this because we have been talking about this for a decade now.
Yeah.
You know, it's not, and in this social media era, people have a short attention span, but people have been talking about this for a decade, over a decade.
Yeah.
If
Yeah.
you go back to the old Reddit threads and back in the day where these things were just a conspiracy theory, right?
Right. Yeah. Facts.
So that is what I'm trying to say, that this has been going on longer than most people has realized. And it has been going on long before it was publicly known on these chat forums. People were having this conspiracy theory about Jeffrey Epstein and what was going on the island and all these celebrities and all these things. That was already going on these chat forums. So now people have been talking about it, let's say 15 years or so. That's a long time. I
Now
don't think this is going to go away. This is going to go in the history books. It's not going to go away anywhere.
yeah, now this picture you sent me, right? This is a picture
Hmm.
of them, right? This is the Brazilian ex model, right? Her husband
Hmm.
to the other side. Are you seeing this picture right now?
Yeah,
Okay.
I can see it. Hold on.
Okay. It's on. I got it up on the live. So if you got your YouTube on mute or whatever, and the stream is open, you can see it. Now, yeah. So this is the husband to the right of the picture, and the ex model victim, Epstein alleged victim, is to the left of the picture next to Trump. And this is so weird because he's next to Melania, like he knows Melania. She knows. She's saying that she's known Melania for 20 years. They're in a Christmas picture together with Trump, so they're obviously close friends, right? 2 seconds. 2 seconds. I'm back. I'm back. Sorry about that. You there, Amal?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay. So these people in the picture, they're obviously close friends, right? They obviously all know each
Hmm.
other, right? So
They have known each other for decades.
so you're saying that the article says that the man on the right, her ex-husband, he's going to testify to what exactly?
He says he's willing to testify in front of Congress to clear Melania's name after she came out and said that she had nothing to do with Jeffrey Epstein. This is after that. So this
Right.
is recent.
Okay. So,
And
okay, I got it. So he's saying that Melania didn't meet Trump through Epstein. He met her through him, right?
yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
And what it is that they're all in the same circle though. So who's to say that he wasn't aware of any of the trafficking himself? Who's to say that he wasn't involved with Trump or Epstein in any other
exactly.
business ways, right? Why is he
Yeah,
credible and she not? That makes no sense, right?
exactly. And this is the whole thing. Like Trump is mentioned thousands of times in the Epstein files. So Epstein knew him. Epstein even talked about him when he was arrested. All kinds of things. So this is not a yeah, this is old news. This is why the whole thing is so big. He is in the files. He knows they all know the same people. So you cannot say that he didn't know Epstein, like that Melania had nothing to do with Epstein when you were in the same social circle. That is just odd. This is a very oxymoron thing to say. You cannot you cannot, like, it makes no sense, you know what I mean, like. And
Yeah.
now he's willing to take the fall, and he's in the administration, in Trump's administration right now. He has a
Yeah.
job
Yeah.
there, and that is really strange because the pattern is that what Ghislaine and Epstein was doing in this sex trafficking ring is that they found young women through modeling agencies, on the street, all kinds of places. Ghislaine was hanging out at schools. That's how creepy she was. She was hanging out in front of schools. You understand what I mean? This was like how they were doing this. And this Brunel guy, he's already in jail in France. He went to jail years ago. Years ago, he went to jail because of the connection with the Epstein files, right? So he's in jail. Um, Andrew, the guy, all his titles was taken away, and now he's going through another shitstorm, right?
Right.
So basically, everybody's going down. Mandelson in the UK, the ex-politician for the Labour Party,
Right.
he just got his house clear. What do you call the cops were in the house,
Rated.
and they took all this raided. Yeah,
Right.
exactly.
Right.
All these things is happening around us, and all these people are connected to one another, and then suddenly they try to clear Melania's name. I think Melania, as I said, I think Melania was also a part of this whole operation as a handler, like Ghislaine was. She was luring I think she was a part of this, luring the young girls into this modeling or whatever they tried to buy, sell them. You know what I mean? That is what I think. That is how she got into the picture, because the woman that is calling her out is also a model, right? Like Melania. So this, like, they have the same profession. They have been friends for 20 years. She's going down. She had also something to do with it, obviously, since she kept her mouth shut for so long and never said anything about her connection with Melania in public until now that she got deported. So I think these people are all trying to save their own asses in
Right.
this, you
Right.
know?
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah.
uh,
Yep. Go ahead. I'm listening. Go ahead. Keep going.
so this is what they have been doing, like backstabbing each other. Trump has been firing all the people that didn't think that they would get fired, such as Christine Noem, and didn't Pam Bondi just got fired too?
Yeah. Pam Bondi's fired now. Exactly.
Yeah, like
She's
all the
fired now.
women, as we already talked about, that he would get rid of the women first in his administration,
Yeah.
and
All.
minorities. We talked about this weeks ago. So this is like this is just the pattern. It's
Right.
just happening. We're talking about it, then it unfolds. It's crazy. But this is like how they are. This is their characters, you know. They're backstabbing each other. They're lying. They're all lying on the oath. And I think that's the same thing he's willing to do, lie on the oath like Pam Bondi did, right? To try to save Trump's ass.
Yeah, and it doesn't make a difference, because here's the thing: why don't you just release the Epstein files? Like, why do you have to have everyone testify when the files speak for themselves? The files are owned by the people of the United States of America. It's our property. It's us paying taxes to house it. You know, the building where the files sit, the safe that the files are in, the computers that the files are in, and anything else associated with the files are being maintained by the American taxpayer, right? But it's the property of the citizens of the United States. Why do we need a traffic explaining from anybody? Why don't we just get the files so everyone can see for themselves what is going on? Because it's obvious that these people will lie to cover up any crime, period. That's all that's been found, is that people are going to lie to cover up crimes. You know, criminals lie to cover up crimes. So why would we expect anyone to tell the truth just because they're being called in by who? Congress? By Congress? What the fuck is that? You see what I mean? So it's like, I think the people have just being taken for a ride right now, pretty much. And I'm so happy. Here's the other thing about it. Just because the American government, the United States government, chooses to cover up the Epstein files and what the contents of it are, what they don't realize is that they are sending alarms throughout the Western world. Everyone else that had anyone in contact with Epstein and Trump or any of them, they want to know desperately what is in those files too, because their own security is at risk. You don't know what Epstein was talking about. They don't know what Trump was talking about. They don't know what deals were made, what secrets were told. They don't know anything like that at all. And they don't want to be left behind to be the last ones to find out what the big secret is. And you don't know who already else has the secrets. You don't know if Netanyahu has the secrets. You don't know if Putin has the secrets. So it's obvious this is not going to just go away. It's actually a security risk to a lot of people. But go ahead. I just pulled up this other article. Now, let me just pop this. Let me play this video one more time and then open up this article real quick. And actually, there's one other thing. Earlier live, right? I asked, was there some connection with Orban, Viktor Orban in Hungary? Yo, there was a big scandal actually out of Hungary, to be honest with you. And the big scandal was this dude mass released sex offenders, sex traffickers. He mass released them, his own government. Did you know that? Viktor Orban did that? Did you know that? Oh, okay. Maybe Amal's not there, but I will pull that information up too. Here we go. Let's go.
I'm sorry, I was just listening to the live at the same time. That's why.
Okay. Here you go. Let's check the this video out, and I will pull up the information on Viktor Orban also. But yeah, he mass released sex traffickers out of Hungary. Did you know that his own government
crazy.
did that?
I didn't know, but I just heard something else about him. What he did was the foreign minister apparently was in talks with the foreign minister of Russia, and they released they were talking about the EU and stuff, and apparently the Russian foreign minister asked the foreign minister of Hungary if he could give him a document about the EU, that Ukraine is going to join the EU or something like that. Okay. So that's what he did. So there's a big scandal going on right now about this spying and all kinds of things. Yeah, exactly. So there's a lot going on with Hungary right now.
Yeah, exactly. All right, so let's play this, and then we will revert back to the article and then some more information here. So just to remind people of what's been going on. Come on now. What the hell is this doing this again? I'm sorry. There's something. Let me fix something. It keeps happening every time I revert to this file. 2 seconds. I need to get the audio on, and the audio seems to be stuck. and I don't know why that is. Here we go. Is it live now? Oh shit. Let's go. It's coming up. 2 seconds, y'all. I'm sorry. It's a little technical glitch in this, damn, what is it called? In this here we go. Fuck. It's a technical glitch with the net in this page that I'm using. For some reason, it's not allowing me to rub my mouse on the volume button. It disappears right before I do it. Is it? Oh my God. All right, I see what I got to do. I have to do it some other way. Is it here? Can I do it from here? Try it one more time. I'm sorry about this, y'all. Oh my God. All right, I know what I got to do. I'm sorry. I think I have to open it up. It's something with the screen. Here we go. It's just something with the screen size, and it makes this thing just disappear. All right, so here we go. Let's go now.
In any capacity, I was not a participant, was never on Epstein's plane, and never visited his private island.
Dave Neal here with Rush Hour News. We have a lot of questions. What is she trying to get ahead of? Well, now we know what she's trying to get ahead of. The rumors are, I think the reason Melania is getting ahead of this is Amanda Ungaro, model, Epstein survivor, and mother of a child, shared with Zempoli, who was part of introducing Melania to Trump at Kit Kat Club.
Right. So this woman was going back and forth with Melania Trump online, or maybe not back and forth, but she was tagging Melania Trump, right, the wife of the president of the United States, and making these accusations and making these statements. And she's saying she's going to air them all out. Yeah. So that is what people are saying. This is one of the main reasons, probably not the only reason, but one of the main reasons that prompted Melania Trump to come out and make that speech yesterday, where that no one understood. Melania was talking about something that she knew about, but she didn't want to share it with people what it exactly was. She just kept saying, what you see on the internet, don't believe the lies, but no one had known what the hell she was talking about. Apparently, this is what it is.
They are now publicly calling her out. Zempoli called ICE on Amanda and had her deported. So here's the evidence of that, or at least the screen grabs. Amanda Ungaro is going scorched earth, and God bless her for doing what she has to do, right? She said, I have nothing left to lose in my life. I will tear down the entire system. Be careful with me, bitch. I will tear down your corrupt system, even if it's the last thing I do in my life. I will go all the way. I am not afraid. Maybe you should be afraid of what I know, or who you are, and who your husband is. And then she tagged Pam Bondi. Are you already aware of the situation? Do you fully understand the extent of the information I possess regarding you and the individuals associated with you? I strongly advise you to consider the seriousness of these matters. Any actions taken against me or attempts to escalate the situation could have significant legal consequences. I expect this to be handled with the appropriate level of responsibility and professionalism moving forward. She responds to FLOTUS, I'll take legal action against you and your pedophile husband. Whoa. I have known you for 20 years. You knew I was detained in ICE. You were present in my life every year on my son's birthday, even sending Secret Service and being the first to congratulate him back in 2016. Something was clearly wrong, but I am not part of any evil mission involving children. So what did you do, Melania? You tried to involve me, but you failed because I have character. So how did Melania try to involve her? Does she know of trafficking? Was Melania working with Ghislaine Maxwell? I mean, these are insane questions to ask.
Now, you know what it sounds like? You there, Amal? Yeah, it sounds...
I'm here.
Yeah, it sounds to me like you said before, like she was trying to get her... Like you said, Melania sounds like a handler, and she was trying to get this girl to be involved more than just being trapped, like maybe to get more people, to get more girls, something. But it is peculiar. So that is the crux of her statement. Like, Melania is the one that tried to involve her or get her involved in something illegal, something criminal, right? She doesn't outright say it, but it's kind of implied since they're sex trafficking. You mentioned something about selling drugs too, right?
Yeah, because you have to pull up that article, that Telegram article, because if you read that out loud, then you can see that they are talking about allegedly, not that one, the other one actually from that Spanish newspaper
Okay.
where Amanda is talking.
Okay.
She is
Okay.
mentioning there because I have the translated version,
Uh-huh.
and she's mentioning in a part. I can find it. Hold on.
You talking about this article here?
I can read it out here.
Una
There's the
Antigua?
article from
Yeah, go ahead.
from the Le Pais or
Yeah,
something.
yeah,
Le
El
Pais?
Pais.
I
El
don't know.
Pais. Yeah.
El
Yeah.
Pais, El Pais. I don't
Yeah.
know.
Yeah, there it
Yeah,
is. Yeah.
something along that line. Yeah,
Yep.
exactly.
Here it is. Go ahead.
I translated it from Spanish,
Okay.
and there's a point in the article where she mentions the stuff with the drugs. I believe there was.
Okay. Where she mentions the stuff
She
with the
said
drugs. Okay.
that she said, okay, the interviewer recounts that at one point during the flight, some of the women on board left with Epstein and Maxwell at the back of the aircraft, and she never saw them again. The trip included another tense moment with her agent when he gave her a small white ball wrapped in cellophane to carry, a request she repeatedly refused.
That's
In
drugs.
the end,
That's
in
drugs,
the end,
right,
he put the object back in his pocket, which she suspected was drugs.
Who was she talking about there? Who took the object out of their
That's
pocket?
that was her agent.
Her agent. Okay, and is that Jean-Luc or is that no? That's the agent, the working for Jean-Luc or working between her and Jean-Luc.
We can actually read the whole article first. You can pull it up, and then people can read it and translate it themselves, also from Spanish if they can't speak Spanish like me.
Yeah.
But I have the whole translated version here in the chat, so I can read it out.
Okay, I'm gonna put the article in the chat also for people. Here you go. For those of you that want to review the article, it's actually it's some shit, y'all. There's some shit. but in any case, go ahead now. Let's go back. Continue reading. Is there more to this?
Okay. Yeah, I can start with the whole article where it starts. The headline goes, "A Brazilian woman who flew on the private plane with Epstein. There were about 30 girls, very young." That's the headline of this, this Spanish newspaper, right?
Right.
And then the article goes, "Amid the Epstein scandal and its myriad of ramifications, first-hand accounts are scarce. That's why the testimony. I cannot speak testimony.
Yeah.
Sorry,
Me too. I get
English is not my mother tongue. Sorry.
No worries. Yep.
Of Brazilian Amanda Ungaro is particularly interesting and relevant. When she was 17 years old, just another aspiring model hoping to launch an international career, she took a trip from Paris to New York on the private plane of the convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein, nicknamed the Lolita Express. There was about 30 girls on the plane. I found it very strange. They seemed more like students than models. They didn't fit the model profile. Ungaro recounted in an interview with newspaper O Globo. Many were between 14 and 16 years old, according to the Rio de Janeiro-based daily newspaper. Ungaro was on the flight with her agent, the Frenchman Jean-Luc Brunel, exactly, it was him, identified as Epstein's scout in Brazil.
Okay, so that was Jean-Luc that pulled the drugs out.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Go ahead.
And he was charged. I believe that's why he's prison for both drugs and sex trafficking. I'm not 100% sure. I know the sex trafficking part is something he's convicted of because that's how he got arrested.
Okay. Yeah. So that answers that.
Yeah. And identified as Epstein's scout in Brazil. It was 2002, and she had no idea who Epstein was. She had never heard of him, nor they have ever crossed paths. The Brazilian woman describes some of the scenes she witnessed. Some of them sat on his lap, close to him playing. Next to him was Ghislaine Maxwell, who seemed very comfortable. She is currently serving a sentence as an accomplice in the pedophile's crimes. 4 years later, the host of the flight was convicted of soliciting sex from a minor. Afterward, the pedophile resumed his active social and professional life. And in 2019, after being arrested again, he was found dead in his cell before his trial. The former model recounts feeling uncomfortable. Her agent told her that the women were models and he was a friend. He added, "Let me introduce you to Jeffrey Epstein." He greeted her, asked her age and where she was from. She says, Ungaro gave the interview after being deported from the United States, where she married and lived for 25 years. Her now ex-husband is an Italian businessman named Paolo Sampoli, a friend of Donald Trump and a special envoy for his administration.
Okay, wait.
Ungaro,
So and that's even more interesting because Trump tends to reward people, right, that have been along for this ride with him, right? Pam Bondi,
exactly.
Ala
Exactly.
Costa, right? People from his past, people that, anyway, go ahead, continue. Yeah.
A friend of Donald Trump and a special envoy for his administration. Ungaro maintains that Sampoli, with whom she is in custody battle over their son, lobbied the Republican administration to have her deported. The New York Times reported a few days ago Sampoli requested that ICE Immigration and Customs Enforcement deport her. The interview recounts that at one point during the flight, some of the women on board left with Epstein and Maxwell at the back of the aircraft. She never saw them again. The trip included another tense moment with her agent, Sean Brunel,
So
when he gave
wow.
her a small white ball wrapped in cellophane to carry, a request she repeatedly refused. In the end, he put the object back in his pocket, which she suspected was drugs.
Wow.
So it's not just sex trafficking; it's also drug trafficking, allegedly.
Right. Yeah, that is wild. And so she's a witness herself to Trump and Epstein going in the back of the airplane into a private area with some young girls. Is that what's being said here?
Yeah, exactly. And,
Right. And
also
Bolita
seeing
Blanca is the white powder. White Dio Uno Bolita Blanca is the white stuff. Okay, go ahead.
okay.
Continue. Yeah.
I have no idea what kind of drugs it is, but all I know that it sounds like drugs.
Sounds
if
like
it's wrapped
cocaine.
It
sounds
something.
like cocaine.
Yeah.
Sounds like Coca-Cola. And the old Cokie.
That's some serious shit.
old-
Didn't he also
The
just?
old sniffy.
That makes sense why Trump pardoned Honduras' president, right? Didn't he didn't he flood the U.S. with tons of cocaine?
Well, they say that the Trump, they always make this big thing in the media about how Trump doesn't drink because his father was an alcoholic and he hated it, right? So he doesn't drink, but they never say anything about drug use. You see what I mean? And my thoughts are like, yeah, why wouldn't he? He looks like a sniffer, if you ask me. Trump, I'm talking about a real one, a real sniffer, a sniffer of a lot too, of many things probably. But I'm just saying that's how he looks to me when I hear his voice, when I listen to how he talks, these kind of things, to me, it seems like very addict like, just not drunken, but different type of stuff going in his body. But in any case, so that's it from this article. So this article pretty much says that she's saying what it is right here. She's already alleging it. She's saying that she saw Trump and Epstein go in the back of that airplane with young girls and close the door, basically, right? She's saying she witnessed that. She's saying that the girls are, let me go to the top of the article here.
Not Trump and Epstein.
Okay, who? Oh,
not Trump.
it's the other
Okay,
one.
hold
It's
on.
Burnell. It's Burnell then, and Epstein.
Brunel was the one. Brunel was the one giving the drugs.
Okay.
That's alleged. Yeah.
So where is Melania connected in this? That's what I want to know. Right? Is it
He has known Melania for the last 20 years. They have been friends, as he also said that Melania, when her son was born, she came there to give a gift to her with the Secret Service, so they have obviously been close. You posted that picture
Yeah.
of them celebrating Christmas together in 2018.
Yeah.
They seemingly close, in that kind of sense. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, you don't hang out with people for Christmas if you don't know them like that.
Let me ask you this: was Ghislaine Maxwell on this plane?
Yeah, she was on the plane and she was very comfortable with these young girls.
Okay, so now I get it, because now she's connected with Melania through emails, essentially, right? Something like that. Is that what's going on here? Let me just double back. Let me see. That was, who did that reporting? Emails where Melania is talking. Yeah, she called Ghislaine Maxwell, or Ghislaine Maxwell called Melania something like what is it? Some sort of nickname. Let me pull this up real quick. Let me pull this up. Is Melania?
They're all connected because they all knew Epstein and they hanged out together.
Maxwell.
So it's not a.
There are plenty of pictures
mystery.
together.
Plenty of pictures together. There's not.
So here it is. Here it is. It says
something big.
It says It says normally I can. Okay, hold on. What? Hold on. What? Whoa. Wait a second. What? Hold on. Let me see something.
They have hundreds of pictures from already the released Epstein files where they are connected. So it's not, he wouldn't be mentioned so many times. And Melania has been a wife to this man. And I refuse to believe that she had no idea, especially when her former friend is calling her out now and saying she had an idea,
So here's what it is. It says, yeah, I get you. It says, it's now widely reported that there was an email exchange between Melania Trump and Ghislaine Maxwell. This became public as part of the massive Epstein files released by the Department of Justice early in 2026. Melania Trump herself addressed these emails directly during her surprise White House statement on Thursday, April 9th, 2026. The emails details, according to the release document, there is an email from October 2002 sent from Melania to Ghislaine Maxwell. So Melania sent the email to Ghislaine, right? That's interesting in itself, right? It's not the other way around. So it's not Ghislaine trying to get into Melania's world. It's Melania trying to get into Ghislaine's world. And Ghislaine's world is the world of trafficking, right? So the content in the email, Melania reportedly discussed a New York Magazine profile Jeffrey Epstein had just been published. She wrote, I know you are very busy flying all over the world. Damn, she's kissing her butt. How was Palm Beach? I cannot wait to go down.
After that email, I remember it now
it says, give me a call when you're back in New York. So they have each other's numbers. They got each other's fucking telephone numbers, yo.
That Amanda lady is not lying. They know each other.
It appears that she's not lying. I mean, if I had to guess, I'd guess she's the one telling the truth and Melania is the one lying, But since the only reason why people have to guess is because they won't release the Epstein files. That's the only reason. So if there's anyone guessing anything negative about Melania, it's Donald Trump's fault. It's the Department of Justice fault, clearly, because no one has to guess when they can just have the files released according to the law, which hasn't happened. So, yeah. But let me just flip over. You want to say something else about that? This little interaction with the Brazilian model so far? Yeah. Anything else to that about Melania, Ghislaine? Yeah. Go ahead. Oh, okay.
I just feel like they're all in the same kind of social circle, as you just pulled up that email, that she kind of envies Ghislaine's lifestyle. That's how she's writing in the email. And get back to me, girl, when you are back in New York. They know each other. Like, I don't
Yeah.
write to strangers like that. You
Give
know what
me
I
a
mean?
call. Give me
Nobody
a
writes to
call.
strangers.
She's like, give me a damn
There's
call.
no formal
They're
formal
friends.
language in there.
They are friends. This is friendship
Exactly.
talking. This is not business. This is friendship, you know? And yeah, because if it was business, there's nothing business written. Nothing about, you know,
Exactly.
what time I got to be there for work. No mention of work. This is something, yeah, this is crazy, man. This is just leisure time, you know, apparently.
Exactly. That's apparently there's like Elon was begging to go on that island. You remember the files, the emails with Elon begging
He
to
was
hang out with
begging.
Epstein. He was
Epstein
begging.
he was the place to be. That their company was the company to have. If you were hanging out with Epstein and Maxwell, you were in the in crowd. There was
Exactly. That is what I'm trying to say. And that's why she's like, hey, Ghislaine, write to me when you have time, kind of, you know. She's
Call me.
like,
No,
you know,
she's like, call me.
Like, she's desperate for attention there. Like, that's some weird shit, you know.
There's some weird shit.
If you read between the lines.
Now let me just flip over now to Keith Edward. Got some. He reminded people that there are already some emails out there about, not emails, audio recordings that Epstein made. So in contrast to what Melania is saying, me no know Epstein, no. Me no speak the English. Contrary to that, me no information, no. Now, contrary to the, she don't speak, she's not Spanish, but you know, she's still in denial though. She is mentioned in Epstein's audio tapes, and Epstein's got, this is the crazy part about it. It's like the FBI doesn't even want to know this. Do they have the tapes already? There's no mention. This man has hours and hours of audio tapes at Jeffrey Epstein with the guy, what's his name? What's the Daily Mail dude's name? I forget his name, but the guy from the Daily News or Daily Mail, Daily Beast, I'm sorry. They have hours and hours of audio where he is talking about Trump, talking about Melania, talking about everything in Trump's world.
Is it Michael Wolff you're talking about?
Exactly. So this is what... Now,
he's also saying he's going to release all these things after Melania came out. This is also in the other article from the Telegraph.
Yeah, I think
so. There's a lot of things going on right now with Melania.
But here's the thing. They could have seized the information. The FBI could have requested the information. The DOJ could have requested those audio tapes if they thought it would save lives, and they didn't even do it. But now he's going to release it. I think you have to play chess, because these people are playing. You know, they're playing in the big leagues, so you got to play chess like that. But so I understand why he's going to release it now, and I understand why he didn't voluntarily release it. But it's on the DOJ, because it's not up to him whether he releases that shit or not. If it's a police matter, if it's a matter of an investigation, he must turn over that information, and they didn't make it a matter of an investigation. So, but anyway, here's Keith Edwards playing a little bit of these audio tapes to remind people of what Epstein said about Melania. All right, so here we go.
BP/Keith Edwards and get started today.
Let's go.
Now, as I said, Melania Trump is implicated by Epstein in this now resurfaced audio where Jeffrey Epstein bragged about his close relationship with the president and the first lady.
So how do you know this?
That was close to straight. 10 years. She probably already had a scalp reduction. Because he had the same male pattern movement that we all have. He had his scalp moved and stuff. But he'd say, Michael, come on, let's go to the office. And he'd say, tell me, what's it like there?
Damn, he said Trump had a scalp reduction? Hold on. Sorry about that. I just want to make sure I'm hearing this right. He said Trump had a scalp reduction.
She probably already had a scalp reduction. Because he had the same male pattern movement that we all have. He had his scalp moved and stuff. But he'd say, Michael, come on, let's go to the office. And he said, tell me, what's it like to be married? He said, you know, you like having sex with your wife? How often do they? He'd say, it's great. Seriously, Michael, how often do we have sex? We don't want the trouble. You and I can go upstairs, or tomorrow come over. There's this girl's coming in from Los Angeles, part of the Hawaiian Tropic contest. So come over at 3 o'clock. You're going to have a great time. I promise you, Michael, you know, it's just me and you. You're going to have a great time. Be up here at 3 o'clock. We can go upstairs. The whole time, the attorney's been on the phone listening. He set it up because he wants a story. You must have had a better wife, right? I said, yes. Tell me about it. And the wife's on the speakerphone listening, smiling and saying, you know, I think you're really hot. And I know you think you're a guy. Michael, it's like the end of the world, the best guy on earth, you will be married to. You're wrong. Just listen to the next 20 minutes. And go with the new office, set you up.
Right. There you go. And of course, we also have a biographer here who has said that Melania Trump and Jeffrey Epstein were lovers and that Trump met Melania through Epstein.
With him in Mar-a-Lago, as you see with Epstein. Sorry, can you see okay? Epstein, a woman called Gwendolyn Beck, who Andrew took to the island, and Melania. I had various references in my book to Melania Trump. Epstein had actually been her lover before Trump, but Trump didn't like that in the book, so he ordered it to be withdrawn.
So you hear that? So this is not going anywhere anytime soon. This is not going anywhere, and this, you know, again, the more when you get it caught in a web of lies, it's almost nothing you can do to get out of it. Because every time you tell one lie to try to, you know, twist whatever current emergency you have, another truth is revealed by someone else, you know. And plenty of people witnessed their relationship over time. And that's the thing. It didn't happen in a vacuum. It happened among loads of people. So there's many people aware of things that went on and have things to say, at least corroborate. You know, if they don't know of direct crimes, they can still prove that you're lying about other things just by, you know, coming out and saying, no, that's not actually true. This one, that's a little lie over here. This is another little lie. And the overall effect is that it makes you realize that, wait a second, if these people will lie about this, lie about that, and lie about these little smaller things, then why wouldn't they lie about being involved in sex trafficking? Very, very simple, just like you would do with any other human being in your life at all. If they're lying about little things and this and that, and then all of a sudden you realize, well, why wouldn't they lie about something more harmful to their life? Why would they not want to cover up something even more dastardly that they were involved in? It's very simple, you know. So unless you want to be a hypocrite about it, unless you don't do it like that yourself, you just let people, you just lie, or you let people lie to you, and then you just believe them with the big lies. I get it. I understand. But let's hear some more. How many different people can say different things, corroborate different pieces of information of Trump's life, and then there'll still be some sycophants out there? No, they lying. They all lying. No matter what, they just all fucking lie. No matter what.
And that Trump met Melania through Epstein.
With him in Mar-a-Lago, as you see with Epstein. Sorry, can you see okay? Epstein, a woman called Gwendolyn Beck, who Andrew took to the island, and Melania. I had various references in my book to Melania Trump. Epstein had actually been her lover before Trump, but Trump didn't like that in the book, so he ordered it to be taken out of the book. After about 60,000 copies had been printed, so it seemed to be a pretty pointless gesture. But anyway, our publishers did it. But I keep spreading the word.
So this is not Epstein who just said that. Somebody wrote in the chat, "This is a stretch, and you're believing Epstein? Are you believing Trump?" Oh, you believe in Trump? You believe in Melania Trump? Okay, you do that. But in any case, this is loads of people speaking, not just Epstein. But, however, If you would believe Melania Trump, why wouldn't I believe Epstein? If you would believe Donald Trump for anything, if you would elect Donald Trump to be your president, why wouldn't I believe Epstein? I mean, what the fuck? You know what I'm saying? What's worse? You know what I mean? Listen, Epstein is saying that Donald Trump is worse than him. Look. Oh my God. Sasha Baron said that Trump is worse than Epstein. Epstein said it. Sasha Baron, alleged victim, said it. I mean, seriously, these people are all saying that no, if there's one person that was even worse than Epstein, it's Trump. Straight up. And they talking about all types of things that you never even thought of, you know, all killing little puppy dogs in front of little kids and then tossing the dogs and then assaulting the kids. You see what I'm saying? This type of shit. That's what I said Barron, right? Sasha Riley, I'm sorry. That's what he said in his audio recordings about Trump. You know, so, yeah, you don't believe Epstein when he said Trump is worse than him? I think it's one thing to be a sicko. It's another thing to be a sicko who's a liar, right? And I don't see why Epstein would be lying about Trump. I just don't get it. I don't get it. Keep in mind, Trump was Epstein's best friend. So if Trump's ethics and morality allow him to have a friend for a decade like Epstein, then why wouldn't you believe what Epstein says about that friend? It's just very simple. And think about this. What is Trump really saying about Epstein? Nada. Trump is mum's the word. Trump is not bothered to tell anybody about Epstein. Why is that? He don't know nothing. He knows nothing about Epstein. That's what he says. It's his best friend, and he don't have one bad story about him. The dude's a sex trafficker, the most prolific pedophile in the United States of America, most prolific blackmailer, and Trump don't know nothing about none of that. Nothing. He's just his best friend for 10 years. Come on, y'all. You got to have better critical thinking skills, you know, if you don't understand what's going on here. Let me bring this back. We're talking about Melania and how Melania met Trump. And there seems to be a dispute among different people of how she met Trump and whether she knew what she knew about Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell. Now, people are saying that Trump definitely knew 100% about Epstein. There have been people that have said in the FBI files that Trump assaulted them. Then there's Sasha Riley, who got these audio tapes where he says, no, Epstein was actually Trump's subordinate. Trump and 3 other billionaires apparently were the bosses of a blackmail sex trafficking scheme in the United States of America, and Epstein was their subordinate. That's what Sasha Riley says. Of course, when he says he was a victim, that was between the age of 8 and 12. So, but he describes the acts that he claims Trump did to him and to others. And murder in front of your face on videotape is one of the claims that they are making. Very, very simple. Like, these are the things that he has been alleged to have done and been a part of are horrific, and they cannot be understated. Horrific. And if you do not take it seriously, something is wrong with you. You cannot love your kids if you don't take these type of claims that are being said seriously. Something is fucking wrong with you. If you don't take these claims seriously, you are fucked up in the head yourself. 100%. Yeah, go ahead.
I just want to say that there's some troll in the comment section with the, yeah.
Oh, yeah, don't worry about it. Somebody got it. One of the mods got it. Yeah. I think it was Rafika. Good looking out. Yeah. Man, you know what I'm saying? What is this? Anyway, that's a whole nother topic. If you want to kiss Netanyahu's ass, go right ahead. I don't give a fuck. He's played himself better than anybody could play Israel. He has done more to harm Israel and Israelis and Palestinians than any one man could ever fucking do. So go ahead and clap for them. Go ahead and clap if that's what you like, But in any case, back to the subject at hand. This is who's making this claim right here. who wrote this biography. Let me see here. This person says, all right, let me just bring this back up because this is important here. Let me see, 2 seconds. I just want to make sure everybody can see what's on the screen and what's being said. Okay. Andrew Loney, Prince Andrew's biographer. Okay. That is who is saying this. Andrew Loney, Prince Andrew's biographer. The artist formerly known as Prince Andrew. The fired prince who's bending over on top of a little girl and shit with tiny little teenage breastises. You know, that Andrew, the artist formerly known as Prince Andrew, his biographer said at, when is this? Said at September 27th, 2025, Cambridge lecture that Melania Trump and Jeffrey Epstein were lovers, a claim not independently verified. So he is saying it. He's saying it. He's saying he witnessed things. Now check this out. Let's hear it. Let's hear it again.
Right. There you go. And of course, we also have a biographer here who has said that Melania Trump and Jeffrey Epstein were lovers and that Trump met Melania through Epstein.
With him in Mar-a-Lago, as you see with Epstein. Sorry, can you see okay? Epstein, a woman called Gwendolyn Beck, who Andrew took to the island, and Melania. I had various references in my book to Melania Trump. Epstein had actually been her lover before.
You hear that? Hold on. Listen to that. That's a very important detail right there.
Epstein, sorry, can you see okay? Epstein, a woman called Gwendolyn Beck, who Andrew took to the island, and Melania. I had various references in my book to Melania Trump. Epstein had actually been her lover before Trump. But Trump didn't like that in the book, so he ordered it to be taken out of the book. So after about 60,000 copies had been printed. So
you see, usually what happens when these autobiographers are doing these autobiographies, and when they're working with these high-profile people, usually their interactions are documented, right? Either they're recorded, on audio. Or some other means. You see what I'm saying? Because why? Because these people that do these stories, they know they can be sued if they don't have backup evidence. That's exactly how it works. So they are trained and told by the people they work for, the people that give them advance money to do their stories, whatever publisher they work with, they are told by their legal department to record every goddamn interaction so that you don't get sued. Okay? And so that you can go out and tell your truth and nobody can do anything about it. Has this man been sued? Nope. Apparently not. Nobody's trying to sue him for some reason. I don't know why that is. Why do you think that is? Why do you think nobody has tried to sue this man yet? That's very peculiar. Let's hear it again.
Melania through Epstein.
With him in Mar-a-Lago, as you see with Epstein. Sorry, can you see okay? Epstein, a woman called Gwendolyn Beck, who Andrew took to the island, and Melania. I had various references in my book to Melania Trump. Epstein had actually been her lover before Trump, but Trump didn't like that in the book, so he ordered it to be taken out of the book. After about 60,000 copies had been printed. So,
do you see that? There is definitely documentation of Trump doing that. You see what I'm saying? There's definitely going to be some documentation of Trump doing that. That information was already put out in a book about this dude. And then Trump asked it to be taken out. And then they took it out and released a new version of the same book. I mean, there it is. You see what I mean? And if it's a lie, Trump is a dumbass for not suing them. Why would you let someone lie on your name and your family and you don't sue them when you have the money and and lawyers all at your fingertips? Why would you let someone defame you that way without suing them? I could tell you why you probably wouldn't do it, because it's probably true and they could prove it. That's how it always works. You know what I'm saying?
So it seemed to be a pretty pointless gesture, but anyway, our publishers did it. But I keep spreading the word. To be withdrawn, who Andrew took to the island.
That Melania Trump and Jeffrey Epstein were lovers, and that Trump met Melania through Epstein.
With him in Mar-a-Lago, as you see with Epstein. Sorry, can you see okay? Epstein, a woman called Gwendolyn Beck, who Andrew took to the island, and Melania. I had various references in my book to Melania Trump. Epstein had actually been her lover before Trump, but Trump didn't like that in the book, so he ordered it to be taken out of the book after about 60,000.
Trump is a damn fool, man. He's a damn fool. You know what I'm saying? Like really, this is how this guy rocks, man. He just rocks like that. Evidence all over the place. He don't give a damn because he's always been able to get away with it. So he doesn't give a damn. He can make what you saw disappear. That's how Trump has always been able to get away with shit. But you ain't going to make this disappear.
Copies have been printed. So it seemed to be a pretty pointless gesture. But anyway, our publishers did it. But I keep spreading the word.
There you go. Now,
That's
Tim
wow.
Pool, when all these revelations came out, said, dude, what if it turns out it was Trump the whole time with Epstein and Democrats had nothing to do with it? What if?
Yep.
What if, Tim? Oh, Lord. Okay. And then the Epstein survivors actually released a statement because Melania wanted to have a congressional hearing with the survivors. And the survivors basically said, we've done our part. They said here, survivors of Jeffrey Epstein have already shown extraordinary courage by coming forward, filing reports, and giving testimony. Asking more of them now is deflection of responsibility, not justice. First Lady Melania Trump is now shifting the burden onto survivors under politicized conditions that protect those with power. The Department of Justice, law enforcement, prosecutors, and the Trump administration, which has still not complied with the Epstein Files Transparency Act, it also diverts attention from Pam Bondi, who must answer for withheld files and the exposure of survivors' identities. Those failures continue to put lives at risk while shielding enablers. Survivors have done their part. Now it's time for those in power to do theirs. And Alex Jones actually came out last night, and I thought this was fascinating. I want to say real fast, too.
Anytime you got Alex Jones coming out against Trump, something's very, very wrong. And it ain't, and it can't be Alex Jones this time because Trump is all bad. You see what I mean? I mean, this is the story of Trump in his whole life. People that normally seem horrible to you, when you put them next to Trump, all of a sudden they seem just a little better. You know what I'm saying? It's just how that works. Even fucking Epstein, this is what they said. This is what they even say. They say Trump was worse than fucking Epstein. Can you? Anyway.
You know what Melania didn't say yesterday? She didn't defend her husband at all. Isn't that interesting?
This video was created.
She did not defend her damn husband. Who does things like that? Who's doing it like that? I mean, that is insane. And dude is 100% right. She definitely didn't say, me and my husband are totally innocent. She didn't say nothing like that. You know, she just went out there and in fact, she didn't even say she's innocent. You know what I'm saying? And have you ever noticed some weird criminals do that from time to time? They never say they're innocent. Some of the criminals a lot of times never say that. They just try to cast doubt on what you're saying, but they never proclaim their own actual innocence. It's ridiculous, but here, let's peep some more.
Well, President Trump came out on Truth Social and attacked myself and all the original MAGA supporters today. And I'm just so sad that whatever's happened to him has totally changed the man he once was. He did so much good.
Hoorah! Yay! The house is burning. I love it.
That said, it followed just a few hours after Melania Trump came out, unannounced. Reportedly, Trump didn't know, and said she wasn't involved with Epstein and she supports a full investigation by Congress into the Epstein cover-up. Trump says Epstein's a hoax.
Yeah, how you gonna? Who is he sleeping with at night? I mean, who's giving her pillow talk? Because this motherfucker is definitely not Trump. Because they are two totally different. One is going in one direction. Trump is saying the whole shit is a hoax, and Melania is like, I want a full investigation. What the hell? Somebody's in trouble in that house. That's all I gotta say, and probably both of them. This is how insidious this is. And see, I'm starting again. every once in a while, I just start to think like there is some there's some genius behind democracy, and what people think they can get away with at the hands of the people, because the truth is that if the people want something, if the people want justice in a democracy, they will get justice. And people are seeing it. So you might think that you can twist the system and fool people and get away with things and use your money to do this, twist the media. You can do all of that. But if you've committed crimes and there's a trail, you can be exposed no matter how powerful you are. Even the most powerful man on earth and woman, if they were involved in sex trafficking, if they were involved in crimes, they can be exposed in a democracy. In a democracy that stands up for civil and human rights, that has any level of justice involved, any serious level of justice applying to the country, they will be exposed. And I think this is just how it looks. And we've never, as Americans, had to see it be so bad. But at the same time, I think we were going to see what justice looks like. That is for sure. And this is so ugly on numerous levels. We're going to see what justice looks like. It's not going to just be on the criminal level. It's not going to just be on the civil level, but it's going to also be on the ethical and moral level. Like, we have to atone for our behavior and for our wrong that we do, and it to our own and to others, but also to our own here in the country. Our government, these people, there's going to have to be an awakening in the United States. The Supreme Court, they corrupt as hell. They got to be fixed. They let this man run for office. They capped for this man. They gave this man so much protection, Donald J. Trump, and protection you would never even give a family member. They gave it. It would even be corrupt no matter who you gave that protection to. And it's just wrong. Our Supreme Court is totally against reparative justice for American citizens. How can that be? How can that be? How can that be? You see, it's only because we got right-wing judges that just don't believe in reparative justice. They just don't believe women can control their own bodies. They don't believe crimes that a state commits or wrong that a state commits should be that people should be repaired from it, get some form of reparation from it or anything. They don't believe in it. So that means it's a right-wing government. That's all that means. It means it's a right-wing leaning government, a right-wing leaning Supreme Court, because usually those things matter when your own government hurts the fucking people itself. And there's going to have to be a whole lot of reparative justice after Donald J. Trump is gone, because they done robbed the American people blind. They've done broke so many goddamn laws, so many rules and norms. It is pathetic. But here's your man. It's so bad that you got this dude, Alex Jones, saying, Trump, you're finished. I mean, it has to be really, really bad for Alex Jones to say that, Come on now.
So this reminds me of Melinda French, when she started turning against Bill, also over Epstein. So Trump's got big problems, folks.
What?
Reminds me of Melinda French, when she started turning against Bill, also over Epstein. So Trump's got big problems, folks. And I am just so concerned about this country and the world. Trump is being led around by the nose by Netanyahu and by Mark Levin and others. And it's so sad. The Iran war is a total disaster. A black eye for America. They control the Strait of Hormuz.
All right, so you heard that one. Yeah, exactly. And that's not doing any better. But now I'm going to close out.
Check
Amal, you still there?
You can just record your vocal.
You still there?
Still here, sorry.
Okay,
I'm just also watching the live.
Okay. Nah, I just wanted to
in
get a
and
word
out.
from you. You want to add anything to that? Before I go into the live, I'm going to close out in a second, but I want to see what the Midas Touch has said they dropped some new information also. So I want to see what they had to say. But you gotta you want to say anything about what you just heard, Alex Jones, and just in general, all of this crap that's going on here? You know,
Like I think I've said it many times before, but I don't think that one of the most oldest institutions of Europe,
yeah,
the British royal family, is facing such a big scandal that it would go into self-destruction mode. And it's not just the British royal family.
Facts.
The oldest monarchy in Europe is Denmark.
Exactly.
They are also the crown prince is also involved in this Epstein. The Norwegian royal family too. The Swedish royal family too. It's everybody and anybody, and it's so insane. It's like, this guy had so much power over so many people, from fashion guys like Sean Brunel and Andrew and all kinds of people, even the Saudi crown prince is also mentioned in the Epstein files. All kinds of people, you know what I mean? It's like everybody, you know what I mean? So for me, it's just like, it's out there.
He's supposed to be holier than now too. They're supposed to be holier than now. The crown prince, holier than now. The keepers of Mecca in the Epstein files.
And then he wonders why Iran is sending bombs his direction, man.
Hey, can you imagine if the Pope was in the Epstein files? You haven't heard anything about the Pope, right?
Yes. The old Pope.
The old Pope
is in the Epstein file. Yeah. Paul was in the Epstein. He's all over the Epstein files.
Here we go. Oh boy.
Even the Dalai Lama is in there. Like, it's everybody. It's weird.
Speaking of that. Not to get off track, but do you remember the Dalai Lama? They had the Dalai Lama on tape sticking his tongue out of his mouth and letting his tongue touch another little boy's tongue, sticking his tongue out of his mouth. A little boy. What the hell is going on?
It was a big scandal. It was in the news. I think it's like 2 years ago. It's true. Yeah.
We covered that. We covered that here a year ago or something, man. That shit was disgusting, man. Oh my god!
It's crazy.
Oh my god, man.
That's what I'm trying to say. So they're all like, it's some weird shit going on, but I think like it hasn't escaped the people's attention span for over 15 years, from the Reddit threads back in the day when it was a conspiracy theory to now where it's out in the open and Ghislaine is in prison. And Trump is mentioned more times than Jesus in the file. So, like, you know what I mean? Like, at this point, why do you know what I mean? Like, at this point, how much more evidence do you need? Like,
Trump is mentioned more than Jesus in the Bible and shit in the Epstein files. It's like Trump would be the main character in the Epstein files, damn near, basically, right? The whole story is written about him.
Exactly. And Epstein, as you said, Epstein said that he is more evil than himself.
That is insane.
Like, it takes an evil person to recognize another evil person, I think, Like, there's some crazy shit, And he wasn't even afraid of Trump like that.
They are saying Trump is deprived. He is deprived. I mean, Sasha Riley said this man killed little puppy dogs before he assaulted him, right in his face, just to see his eyes tremble. Just to see his eyes tremble as a little boy. I'm sorry, man. That is evil. That is evil. That is fucking evil. And if anybody hasn't heard Sasha Riley's audio recordings where he's talking about what they did to him as a kid, right? He's giving his own truth.
Horrible.
You need to look it up. Or matter of fact, let me just pull it up for people. I'm going to pull it up while we hear the Midas Touch break down what they make out of these last developments with Melania. And then I will find the Sasha Riley audio clips for people to listen to that haven't heard of it, and I'm gonna put it in the chat. Yo, do me a favor, y'all. Click the like button if you haven't clicked the like button. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't subscribed to the channel. This is Amal, by the way. This is one of my co-hosts, right? And we're going to be doing a lot of the lives together now. We're about to get our TikTok shit in order also. So I appreciate everybody that's been supporting me for the last year on this ride. It's only getting better, and it's getting better because you guys just keep coming out and keep supporting, but also not just supporting like by being mindless watchers and listeners. No, supporting by going on the journey together so we can defend our goddamn country. We have to speak up for justice. We have to come together across the world that these people are trying to fucking destroy. Like, we have to defend our goddamn lives. And speaking up, that's what it is about. They're trying to silence us in the United States of America. I'm an American who lives outside of the United States. You ain't going to silence me. Like, fuck no. You're not going to silence me. And, and I am going to stand up for my country. And I'm also going to stand up for Denmark, too. I'm going to stand against the lies told about this country. This is fucked up. They tell so many lies about Denmark. Denmark is not a socialist country. Denmark's a capitalist country that cares about its people, that has the nerve to make sure all Danes have health care and education. The United States of America should be fucking ashamed of themselves. Like, you should be fucking ashamed to ever even try to criticize another Western country that at least does the basics right. And Denmark does a whole lot more than the basics right. As a matter of fact, since they had the nerve to want to invade Greenland and talk bad about Denmark, you know what you should do? You should learn about Denmark. Learn about why it's a decent country. Learn a little bit, because America could learn from some other country's decency. What it has, the decency it has to do for its own citizens. And this ain't free. This ain't free. It's taxpayer money. That's what pays for it. But isn't that what taxpayer money is for? Or is it only for the billionaires and the bombs? You see what I'm saying? You know, which one is it? Is the taxpayer money only for the billionaires and the bombs in the United States of America? Or is the people's money for the fucking people? You know, it's like you should be ashamed of yourself. Yeah, this guy said you just did. No, you damned your fucking self, you dumbass Deepwater. You damned yourself by electing a scumbag like Trump, but you damn yourself for not having principles, for not having integrity. Nobody needed to tell you that the people's tax dollars is to help the fucking people. Nobody need to tell you that. But some of you greedy motherfuckers think that's such a different idea. That's so weird of an idea. The people's tax dollars should be used to help the fucking people. That's weird in America. Yeah, okay. Y'all gonna wake up real fast, because you got your fucking nightmare in your house right now, kicking your parents' ass out of the fucking house. Okay? Seriously, and guess what? While you getting your ass kicked by Trump, I got my health care. I live in Denmark. While you getting your ass kicked by Trump, my kids have access to their education. What about yours? Okay, so jokes on you, suckers. Now, let me. I hate to say it that way, but it got to be petty, because some people only understand petty talk. Boo-hoo-hoo, jokes on you. Now, and until you start voting right, you ain't going to get better. So get your ass out there and do what? Call your county clerk, register of voters, or board of elections, and make sure you're registered to vote. It takes time to get a passport or birth certificate. Don't wait until the election is closed. It can be delayed for months for some people getting that passport or that new birth certificate. So do not waste any time. Get out there long before this next election and get ready to change your country. Do your part or shut the fuck up. Okay. Now, I'm voting. Are you? Now, in any case, let's hit our Midas touch take on Melania, and then I'll be out. I appreciate everybody for coming out. Stay tuned. I'll be back at the top 03 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, USA. That will be 09 a.m. roughly, circa, roughly that time, 09 a.m. Central European time. So let's go. Let's see what Midas Touch is doing.
Past is surfacing as that disastrous press conference she decided to hold yesterday regarding the Epstein files backfired in her face. We've seen Melania's name in the Epstein files, emails between her and Ghislaine Maxwell saying, "Hey, G, how are you? You look great in New York Magazine with Jeffrey Epstein." And then Ghislaine Maxwell, I'm paraphrasing, Ghislaine Maxwell responded, "Hey, sweet pea, can't hang out with you right now. Next time we're around, we'll try to hang out with each other." I mean, there are multiple photos with Ghislaine and Melania and Donald Trump and Jeffrey Epstein that are together. And when you take a look at Melania's dark past and how she got here into the United States in 1996 from Slovenia, she said she graduated from a university in Slovenia, which she did not graduate from that university. And she seemed to be putting false information on her official biography that she had to take down. There's lots of murky areas about when she really met Donald Trump. And she said she met him at a Kit Kat club when this modeling agency she worked for that was run by a guy named Paolo Zampoli, who's now an ambassador for the United States. But he ran a modeling agency where he brought Eastern European girls and women to the United States as models. And then they would have these parties at the Kit Kat Club, and wealthy Manhattan men would meet the models at the Kit Kat Club. And at one of these parties, Donald Trump met Melania. And then also in the Epstein files, there's references to Donald Trump talking about meeting Melania and how he used pretty explicit terms to refer to her looks and how he thought she looked at the time. And it's all very, very gross stuff. I want to peel back the curtain, though, on Melania's dark past. But one of the reasons why this press conference was also backfiring is it just drew a lot more attention to the Epstein files. And lots of people are asking, was she trying to preempt a story that's going to be coming out about either Donald Trump or her in the Epstein files? Why would you be doing such a press conference? People don't know. I mean, they're asking questions. I'm asking questions. Of course, I don't know the answer. Why would you be holding this press conference? And then she's like, I'm not a victim. I'm not a survivor, but there should be congressional hearings where we let the survivors speak, and the survivors should now show up and tell their stories. And the survivors then immediately responded to Melania calling out the survivors. And they're like, stop invoking our name. We came forward. We've done everything we're supposed to do. You know who needs to testify right now? Pam Bondi. You know who needs to testify? People like Howard Lutnick, like the actual perpetrators. They're the ones who should show up before Congress and before the Department of Justice, and they should be investigated and prosecuted. Stop putting the onus and the burden on us as the survivor community. And also, don't invoke our names in the White House without telling us. I mean, what was that? I mean, you're now invoking our names while your so-called husband is involved in the cover-up right now. And also, why aren't you getting deposed, Melania? The survivors didn't say that, but I'm asking that. If y'all deposed Hillary Clinton and she wasn't in the files at all, why wouldn't you depose Melania, who is in those files? I mean, she's in the emails that I've referenced to Ghislaine Maxwell, her messages to Maxwell, Maxwell's message to her, the photos of them together. But, Melania's like, the photos are fake. Those aren't real photos of us. The documents are fake. And we just hung out in the same social circles. That's about it. But we weren't friends. We didn't really know each other. I mean, when you read the emails, it seems that, in my opinion, you seem to be, friends. And I'll just share this with you as well right now. I mean, Melania is so deeply.
Do me a favor. If you haven't clicked the like button, click the like button. It helps more people find the video after the stream is over. Also, subscribe to the channel if you haven't subscribed to the channel. This is the Midas Touch giving their breakdown on what happened and what's come out about Melania Trump. If you just came into the stream, when the stream's over, start it over from the beginning and hear the whole story. There's some crazy information that has just come out about this lady, and she's basically in some deep water now. So here we go.
Deeply unpopular right now. Put it this way, she is the least popular first lady ever by far. Usually first ladies don't have net negative approvals. I don't think any first ladies have net negative. So now, as Melania is doing this, her net negatives, and CNN just ran a story on this, she's like net negative 12, like by far the most unpopular first lady here.
Yo, and by the way, big up to everybody in the chat for holding it down. I haven't called out any names, but I'm seeing you guys. As soon as we done hearing from the Midas Touch, I'm gonna shout out everybody. Big up to the chat.
Watch this right here.
By the way, also, not to keep stopping the live, but if you are watching on your TV, do me a favor, pick up your remote and click the like button on the stream. It's going to help a lot more people find the video. I appreciate that. All right, here we go.
I would say that the American people really don't care for Melania Trump. Take a look at this. All right, let's take a look at Melania Trump's net favorable ratings. Look at this. The lowest ever. The lowest ever. We're talking about now 12 points underwater. If you go back a little bit more than a year ago, she was 3 points above water. You go back at this point, about this point in term number 1 for Donald Trump. Look at that. She was 30 points above water.
Leave the United States of America, Melania. Just leave, please. Leave us. Just leave us. Leave us what we have left. Okay, goddamn. We will pick up the pieces after. Just leave now, please.
So at this point, historic lows for Melania Trump. These numbers are absolutely awful.
One of the questions is why the shift now? But also, I guess, you need to look at this always in the historical context.
Yeah, deport Melania now. Deport her now.
Context of
put a 1 in the chat if Melania should be deported immediately.
How does she line up against other first ladies?
Yeah, okay. If we look at this historically, the worst ever at this point in term number 2. Look at this. We got her at 12 points underwater. Look at the rest of these first ladies on the board right here. They're all way above water. 42 points above water for Michelle Obama, 46 above water for Laura Bush, 25 points above water for Hillary Clinton, who was not always the most popular, and 50 points above water for Nancy Reagan. And I even looked at Joe Biden's numbers at this point in that presidency. Of course, that was term 1. She was above water as well. So this is the worst at this point in a presidency as well.
You know,
Melania Trump.
You know what's so amazing? Trump went on this anti-woke shit, right? And his damn wife was apparently a stripper model. I mean, that was her career. And he got the nerve to be anti-woke. He got the first model wife and shit. She got no, you never hear her talking about her education, her nothing, man. There's nothing there. You know what I'm saying? She just underwear model got the nerve to be talking about anti-woke and shit. Anyway.
Breaking records in the way that you don't want to break records.
Yeah, first stripper, first lady and shit. This dude, she broke records and shit. Like, what the hell?
Historically awful she is. The American people really don't care for her.
And you also, I'm saying you have new numbers or another look at the impact or the appeal that her appeal after her documentary came out?
Yeah, okay. So you asked in question number 1, you said, why? What is one of the reasons why? And I think one of the reasons why was this documentary. I think a lot of people saw it as political, even if she didn't want it to be. And you could just see it here. This is real world data. This is not just the polling data that shows the lack of appeal, historic lack of appeal that she has for a first lady. Look at this. Some of Melania's budget sheet. Look at this. The budget, rights and marketing, $75 million. That was what is estimated to have been spent by Amazon. Compare that to the box office, both domestic and international combined. We're talking about $17 million. That makes this a bomb. There was a lot of talk when the film came out. Hey, you know what? It had a good opening weekend. But then basically it stopped making money. So unless Amazon is able to make this up through streaming, this is going to be a...
Yo, Midas Touch is trolling her ass, man. They going in on her. They spent this much time on showing how unpopular she is before they get to the nasty shit.
Historic bomb. Amazon spent a ton of money on it. And look at that. Simply put, the money was not made back. That coalesces, that combines with the polling data to say that Melania Trump is historically unpopular for a first.
So, oh my God, his invest says she speaks 6 languages and English is not one of them. You heard? English is not one of them. I mean, she doesn't even speak pidgin English and shit. Like, she's like, damn.
Lady.
Oh, interesting. Good to see her.
Nice to see you.
Thank you.
Scott McFarland from the Midas Touch Network appeared on CNN last night, and here's how he described this. Let's play it.
Point Sarah just made. If the First Lady is trying to preemptively diffuse a journalistic bomb that's coming on the Epstein files, I know a lot of good PR practitioners who would say you don't diffuse a bomb by calling attention to the bomb that's about to come and land on you.
And it's a good. More from Scott McFarland here. Let's play this clip right here.
Some people
Here we go.
spend hours
Sorry
digging
about
through
that.
competitors' websites.
Oh my God. Come on now. Sorry about that, y'all. 2 seconds. Let me just get that out of the way.
Don't have to.
My God. Yeah, I got to do something about that. Appreciate it. If you haven't clicked the like button, click the like button. we're headed out. I'll be out of here soon. I just wanted to get the rest of this reporting from Midas Touch. I appreciate everybody that came out. Appreciate everybody that's been supporting the channel, subscribing, liking, sharing the videos. Listen, I'm an American citizen, but I live in Denmark. Born and raised in Washington, D.C. Family goes back on both sides to the colonial period in the U.S. I care about my country, and that's why I do this stream. And the only reason why people watch it is because there's some different components there. The fact that people know I care about my country, and the fact that also I can speak up as an American that lives in Europe for some of the values that are here. So our own wicked ass billionaires in the United States don't get away with fucking lying. These people don't want Americans to be strong. They don't want Americans having their fair share from their hard labor. That's what they don't want. And at least in Europe, people are getting a fairer share of their labor. You see what I mean? And that we have to speak about, and we have to stand up for, because if you don't speak out about good things that you do have, they can disappear too. So my American sisters, my brothers, sisters and brothers, you need to understand that this American here is telling you through experience, through qualified experience. This is not theory. Okay. I've lived in the United States half of my life. I've lived outside the other half. I know both. I'm 55 years old, so I didn't move to outside of the U.S. until I was 30. I'm talking about, I've traveled and things like that, but I haven't moved until I was 30. The rest of those 30 years was in the United States of America. I know my country very well, but I've lived abroad for 25 years almost. So I know Denmark and I know Europe very, very well. What I'm telling you is not just theory. Europeans, on average, after they pay their taxes and after they pay their monthly expenses, on average, they keep $1,000 of their own money in their pocket more than American citizens do. Don't let these people fool you in legacy media. Stop allowing them to lie. Do your research. Put the facts together. They are scamming fucking American people, and the shit just has to fucking stop. It just has to fucking stop, and it's you either going to stop it yourself or someone else is going to do the stopping for you, like straight up. This shit has gone way too far. Okay, but it continued. Let's go, Midas Touch. Excellent reporting.
Trying to get the story out of the news, but you have been talking to Epstein survivors and following this story very closely as well. What have they told you about the First Lady suggesting that they testify publicly? They've been on the Hill. They've been advocating for months and months and months, some years.
One Epstein survivor, Danielle Bensky, texted to say, that was just bizarre. Because you know who else didn't know this was coming? The Epstein survivors and the members of Congress who've been championing transparency on this, and the attorneys representing the Epstein survivors. If there is a desire by the First Lady for the Epstein survivors to be heard, they would have liked to have been heard before she spoke. Because, yeah, they're keen on talking to Congress, but there's some concerns there about, would there be some legal exposure involved with that? Is the setting and the environment and the topic correct? And the First Lady need not tell Congress what to do from Congress's perspective. They know what they want to have hearings on. They don't need the White House's authorization to have a hearing on this. And there's a sense here, at least among the survivors, that if you're going to pawn this off on Congress to have a hearing for the survivors, you are disclaiming any responsibility for putting out the records you still have yet to put out from the files.
And here's how they were talking about it on Fox, state regime media, where
they still could just release the files like the law said it's supposed to do. Like people had to wait months just to get Congress and the Senate to pass the law, to get it to the president's desk, to sign it. And he had to sign it only because if he didn't sign it, it was veto proof anyway. They could go back and make it law without him if he refused to, because of the amount of votes on it, on the bill. When that happens in the U.S., when there's a certain amount of votes on a bill, the president could try to veto it, but Congress can overrule the veto. And that's what was going to happen with the Epstein files. So what have they done in return? They just refused to release the goddamn files. So people are now, the date has gone by where all the files are supposed to be released. And now they're just sitting back, clicking their heels, clutching their pearls or whatever, trying to come up with more excuses about why they couldn't follow the law, why they got manpower for ICE on the street every fucking where, but they don't have manpower to release the goddamn Epstein files. I mean, come on. You know what I'm saying? What costs more money? What takes more effort? You know, it's ridiculous, man. It's ridiculous.
One of their hosts is like, we're not really sure why she did this. This kind of came out of nowhere. And now everybody's talking about the Epstein files again. And she injected it front and center. Here, play this clip.
This came out of left field for us here covering the White House. The press shop did not give us any insight into what this announcement would be about. That's typical. Oftentimes, the First Lady doesn't share a lot of details with the White House communications shop that covers the president on what her announcements might be. We didn't, for instance, get a lot of details ahead of her prior announcement on her efforts bringing home Ukrainian children. But similarly, we had no heads up on this. We're not getting any information from them now, including whether or not the president was aware she would be making this statement. It's unclear to us if she is reacting to something or that's already happened, already come out, or getting ahead of a story that might be about to drop. We don't really know. And the content of what she's calling for, this.
She caught the world off guard. No one knew what the hell she was talking about. But now we do. Now we do.
Congressional hearing to allow the victims to, openly testify about what they witnessed is new. And it will certainly breathe new life into this story that has, in large part, not been, at the top of the news cycle lately. The attention here has been on other matters. So this brings the sort of public interest back to the Epstein story.
This AI tool
wow, that's interesting. Yeah, we're going to see how this goes. Listen, folks, I'm going to be out for now. And big up to the Midas Touch and everybody else that's been doing reporting on this. Without independent media happening, Americans would be in the dark about what's going on in their own goddamn country, and that's on numerous levels. That's not just the Epstein files. That's what the hell these billionaires are doing with our fucking money every day. That's what the hell is going on with our military. That's what's going on with ICE, people dying in detention centers. That's what's going on across the entire country. The pricing, reporting on inflation, reporting on housing, reporting on homelessness, reporting on mental illness in the country, just reporting on health in general across the country. Also reporting on goddamn employment. You know what I'm saying? Like, without independent media, we would be in the dark, and the world would be in the dark about stuff, because our government is not even putting out numbers really anymore like they're supposed to. They don't want people knowing what's going on in the United States of America. So that's dangerous. So everyone that's been standing up for us, thank you so much for standing up for Americans. It's not about politics. We have different parties. We know in democracies, some parties get ahead of the other, and they tend to do things that are not nice. I mean, this is one example of that, but American people, we definitely do not agree with this goddamn administration and these actions. And, so that's just it, so we appreciate everybody trying to stand up with us, that actually cares and is giving us an opportunity, because, Americans aren't just like this. So thank you for, being there with us in the moment, and people that understand that we do have cultural ties with many across the world, and, we're not perfect though. But as you can see, goddamn Trump is less than perfect. I mean, he's way less than perfect. A lot of people believe that electing Trump was going to make things better than Biden. Huh. Okay. You might want to rethink that shit, because it didn't turn out that way, and you need to be honest about that. Could things be better than Biden? Yes, even Biden said things could be better. So there you have it. So let's make things better, because there's not a better time than right now. I mean, right now is the time to make it better. But in any case, I'm out. I'm going to catch up with you guys in about 8 hours from now. So I appreciate everybody that's been out. Everyone have a pleasant rest of your day, and treat each other with some love and kindness. All right, so we'll be back. See y'all. Yes, get Trump the fuck out of the White House. Beat it, Trump. Say fuck Trump. Say give me my money back. Say get off my back. Stop scamming the people and release the goddamn files. See ya.
When I'm out walking, sometimes I think about,
does love still exist? Yeah, I have my doubts. On the app, brothers be living.
Yo, let's just say,
Kid, it ain't no Thanksgiving. We got people shooting dope, ain't never heard of hope. We got a brother with the gat and the other with the fucking scope. As I enter the project center rec rooms, some brothers might see their doom.
I see my
Peace,
nigga
y'all.
follow fat pockets of papes. He knows the neighborhood biddies with all the dopest shapes. There goes Rollo with the blowout fro. He's got a gap, hey yo niggas gots to go. No show is live with narrate, fuck Memorex. My nigga Rollo's got a gat at Paulo's chest. One slug blasted out, down boy died. Now show me some love, kid, it sounds like a fucking lie. The struggle goes on, people trying to survive, hold on. But we know it's been so long, pain without a limit, so wrong. Sometimes I think how the world come to this, a place where every man and woman needs a therapist. Mass confusion, people living in delusion, justify all the bullshit through the Constitution. Meanwhile, the masses struggle to survive. I think we're too busy to hear our people's cries. Singles mothers struggle to raise families, genocide committed through famine and disease. I wonder if these things will ever cease to exist. I know it could if we cease and desist. Giving all the power to the industrialists, giving all our power to the damn commercialists. They see us just as being sheep in this world. They want us to do what we're told, like boys and girls. Oh God, I wanna live another day so I can help provide equality and this day. The struggle goes on, people trying to survive, hold on. Though we know it's been so long, pain without a limit, so wrong. Everybody around the globe, open up your earlobe, your third eye, and then decipher the code. Through knowledge, understanding, then bring love into the concept instead of bling bling. Truth instead of biased educational methods, twisting, contorting God's message of love for every human being. Listen, motherfucker, don't you hear the screams? It's time to do much more than talk, debate, and spread hate. We need to think and at the same time investigate, understand what our actions may create. Before continuing the cycle we procreate, we can clone humans, but at the same time we can't feed humans. The future of man is actually looming. It's really depressing, it's true. And yes, you know the struggle goes on, people trying to survive, hold on. But we know it's been so long, pain without a limit, so wrong. War, crime babies looking for food, starvation, the recipe, people subdued. When the people you trust got it in for you. Deceit is the word of the day and every clue. Don't let it go, it's from the days of old. Time is up, but some still do not know. Can I make up my mind? Is it worth the dime? Do I have to take a minute just to make it mine? Life's never fair, but don't listen to the TV. Go out and take a listen to the streets with the people in the slums and the homeless bums with degrees and degrees sitting under a tree. It's not easy in the world for the poor man, the one that brought you to reality. See, they don't want you to know about the black sheep. Even 7 roads to the 12 families all around the globe with an ancient code. Is it really asking a lot to say a death old? Cause we sitting on the earth looking back at extinct. Then I'm standing on some ground that's about to sink. I ain't scared for a minute, I ain't about to blink, but I documented for the world what I see and think. Feel we on the call and I feel we on the brink. All Congress gonna do is waste paper and ink. Vote or die, you voted and you'll die. You can have it both ways, can't say it's a lie. You can march all you want, but they playing you wrong. They only understand war, it's the same old song. They want war, all they really want is a war. Diversionary tactic to make the big score. The diamonds in the morning, you know they want more, but they wanna keep you low, so they manifest the war. War, all they really want is a war. Diversionary tactic to make the big score. Them diamonds in the morning, and you know they want more, but they wanna keep you low, so they manifest the war. Like a lotus coming out of the mud with colors, I create envy in those with power but jealous. I unify the poor with my song, the hell with the others. Descended the way they treat indigenous brothers, cause I understand we link forever. They try to hate us even though that we keep it together. I'm not talking about controlling the air or the weather. I'm talking about maintaining the truth, the high endeavor. A rebel drops bombs in the midst of trouble. The free world counterattack, and now there's double. But nature gets the shit in a way that's subtle. If you stop the machines for a minute, you might hear, but they won't, cause the TVs whisper in the ear. And capitalism has eyes that don't tear, and they cloud up and get crazy and won't stare. And like an ad, it's hard to get an ass to listen. Living like this is like living in prison. It's hard to keep hope when you're living in prison. The spiritual thoughts, so yes, the mental prison. The outside, yes, it's got to get through. Something's gotta die, so something here can live. Your life is nothing if you got nothing to give. Keeping the spiritual, yes, disguised as religion. Controlling your mind, the mental prison. They want war, all they really want is a war. Diversionary tactic to make the big score. Them diamonds in the morning, you know they want more, but they wanna keep you low, so they manifest the war. All they really want is a war. Diversionary tactic to make the big score. Them diamonds in the morning, you know they want more, but they wanna keep you low, so they manifest the war. But I just back away real cool, no fussing. I'd rather go kicking in the streets with the bums and use the knowledge to collect what? Some funds. Open a non-profit and build a damn school. And this is the story of how a great king rules. There's many that claim to know the local demographic, but don't have the nerve to tell you the truth. It's tragic, but I do, so sit back and let me spit this shit to you. You feel better when I spit this shit to you. Despite the system trying to clamp down on the people will learn how to stand up to evil. Not evil that's across the globe, that's too far, but evil lies in their own backyard. And fighting, it's not an option, they can't win. The government, it's not supposed to represent sin, but then again they do, and that's a problem. So let's go down and figure out how to solve them. It's not fun being a rapper that can't speak, but we do, yes, and plus we make fat beats. Yo, we smoke weed, break up trees, so listen, bringing fat beats, that is our mission. You wanted to see us, homeboy, shut up and listen. Thelonious and Big Benny, brother, check the vision. Mentalities of different realities. Into the Star Trek room when you hear the boom. I be the Walkman with the super bass. Automatic stop, yes, stereo cassette player. With the delayer, freaky lyrical sprayer. Extraterrestrial rhyme sayer. I be the poetical VIC/master of the ceremony. Testimony, won't you come step with me? I'm on a historical journey, kinda like Sigourney. Implore me to represent the attorney that represents my niggas, go figure. Here's the card, they call me Uncle Vigor. Niggas love your blunts, down your liquors. I be the parallel to the fiction. You're fixated on this brother's nature. Relax behavior, I might save your change. Flip it, rearrange. The whole conception was good for all your brain. Insane, psychotic, neurotic, black onyx, and hooked on phonics, just atomic. It bleeds like a bonnet. Cut with the Asiatic, they all up on it. Rhyme static with the robotic type of skill. You wonder, is this nigga Vic really for real? It's still, but only necessary in the berry. I'm milk like dairy, they quite contrary. That's scary, but I'm a dog in the prairie. I scurry to grab my bones and just bury. Lyrical flurry, go get your secretary with impeccable dictions. My style might vary. So get a hold of your own shit real fast. Fucking with us, we take it right out your ass. Every dog chill while the other dogs howl. Too many dogs get sent to the pound. Back on the hill, me and my peeps just lounge. Prairie dogs, we keep it on the down. Splatter, don't like none splatter. We try to climb a ladder, wicked men get better. They make it like slatter, but it really don't matter. Cause you know we coming back to our sons and our daughters. The father is the one who protects ya, and the mother, she will never neglect ya. To divine nature, the people respect ya. And in this way I deliver my lecture. I traveled the globe just to gain perspective. The theory of relativity applied. Of course, it took a while to decide how I should proceed, but even my life is truly based upon need. So I move forward with more deliberate speed. Smash corny motherfuckers that stuck on greed. My seed is worth more than $1 million in future stock. The goal is to break the safe, the padlock. Mad cats can't stop it, eat a rocket. Your style is boring and cold, mine is tropic. Battles you want, commit, you'll change the topic. My partner should get to put your beat in the pocket. So this nigga here can proceed to destroy your stereotypical pop rap gangsta ploy. Not hating on niggas from the ghetto, but I'm hating on copycat rappers from the meadow. They procreate bullshit without paying a price. That's like talking about CeeLo with no dice. I drink milk, but that's about it. I won't compare dairy MCs to dope shit. I want you full undivided in this here place. We think to entertain and to educate your bum ass niggas and your non-believers. You know we change your membrane every time you see us. The odds can't stand when